here, welcome to my YouTube channel where we build love that lasts. If you are meeting me for the first time, you are very much welcome. For all my subscribers, I thank you so much. In today's video, I want to share with you some questions to ask to understand your prospective partner's marriage vision. The question can be, what is or are your visions for this union or for this marriage? What are your short-term and long-term goals? Because when you meet someone, there may be something they want to achieve right now. There may be something they want to achieve later in life. You may want to hear those things out. The purpose is to get to know if they really know where they are going. If they are serious, if they have good intentions, you have to know when they start to talk. Because you will know when they start lying to you. You will know when what they say they will do does not align with where they are, or their values, or their character, or their lifestyle. Okay? So if someone says, when I get married to you, I'm going to fly you all over the world, and he's doesn't even have a job. Not that he doesn't have a job at the moment, but he's not even planning. There's no plan to get one. Then you don't know that they're lying to you. Okay? How do you envision your future together? Like your future, like career, children, how many children do you want? What lifestyle? Where do we start? You know, this kind of things will give you an idea of who you are committing to, who you are dealing with. If there are people that want to use you to manipulate you, to dump you, to leave you stranded, that do not have the capacity to do what they say they will do, you will know. What strategies will you use to handle conflict tomorrow? Get them to talk. Because if they have anger issue, they need to resolve it. If they have people they have not forgiven, if they have emotional problems, if they have issues they need to talk about before, that they, allow that whenever something happens, they will have triggers. You will know, so that we can hear those things before we come into marriage. So these questions is bringing up so many things. This is the kind of questions when you come to a marriage counselor like me, I'm going to ask you these questions. How do you handle conflict? When things do not go the way you like, when things do not go the way you plan them to go, when you have setbacks and problems and challenges, how do you comport yourself? How do you resolve those issues? You will know. So when they begin to talk, you begin to pick information. This is all about it. And know if they have those capacity, or if they have something really big that is eating them up, or that they need to resolve, or they need to deal with in order to be available for marriage. Because if we have all those things inside our marriage, like I said before, and I always say, a marriage is all about the life you live, the quality of the life you live. And so someone who doesn't know how to handle anger, they have anger issues, little things, triggers and off, they need to, is a problem. They know that they become aware of who they are, where they are, and how they can have help in order to do their marriage well in the future. Okay, so these are the questions that will bring all those things out. Another one is, how can you ensure effective and respectful communication? It's not where we are yelling at people, talking to people with no respect. Okay? I want to share a very important story with you. This one is also a true life story of something that happened to a very close friend of mine. So she's got someone she wants to marry. And when they finished marriage, they had already fixed the marriage date. Everything has been put in place, but they are not married yet. But so much preparation has gone into that marriage. And she came to me and she said, Angela, you know what? I love this man, but not so much. You know why I want to marry him? Because first, he's a Christian. Secondly, he's already married. He's older than me. Okay, he's mature. He knows what he wants in marriage. So I want someone that will really take care of me. I think he can do that. I love him, but not so much. But you know what? I will never say this prayer that he says. So what happened that this man is a Christian and a Catholic, and this lady is also a Christian, but from a different denomination, Anglican. And so they want to come together in marriage, right? And everything is set out. And she is not having this respectful communication with the husband to be. Instead, she was discussing with me. She never opened up to this man. Never. She never opened up. She didn't have this conversation with this person that, you know what, I love you, you're a great guy. This is my stand on this issue. What is your stand? What do you say? So when we ask questions, we open up discussions that will be a potential problem down the road in your marriage. That's why it's important to open up and to have respectful communication. Things that can stand as a threat, as a problem for us in the future, we'll settle it now. So I quickly told her, I don't think you are doing the right thing. You have to go before the marriage day, you have to go and talk to your spouse, or not spouse, your fiancé. Tell him this story you are telling me now. Let him know about it. And let him know how he can take it. Is it something that he likes, he can overlook, he can accommodate, he can cope with? So that tomorrow it will not be a problem. That's where communication before marriage is very important. And now she said, I don't want to tell him because if I tell him, he will not agree because he loves that prayer. It's one of his best. The only prayer he says is that one. And so he will never agree to it. And I want to marry him because he's already made. He's got money. He's older than me, he can take care of me. But if I tell him now, he's going to call off the wedding. But if I keep quiet, and when he finally gets married to me, he will not have any reason to send me packing and to ask me to leave. And so I told him, oh my goodness, you are going too far. You need to go have this conversation with this guy in time so that you can save yourself trouble tomorrow. He listened to me, opened up to this man, and they called off the wedding peacefully. Nobody's at fault. Everybody's okay. Because if we are not on the same page, we have to agree before we do something. The Bible said, unless two people agree, they will not prosper. So there should be an agreement between the two people. So they did not agree, and they went their separate way. So why am I sharing this story with you? This is important to have effective and respectful communication, so you can ask questions where you can give you opportunity to open up where you are coming from. What is your value? What you like most, and what is important to your life, so that he or she will know. Alright, so that's why I want to share this story with you. What are your expectations for household roles? So you have different duties in our family, domestic work, domestic things will help in the family. What do you want to do? What do you know about the role of a man and the role of a woman in marriage? It's a whole thing. I want you to figure it out. Ask these questions. Let him know, because some people have been raised by their parents not to clean or cook or do anything in the home. And so you want to attach your life to this person, and tomorrow you're telling him, I expect you to do this. I expect you to help me in the kitchen. He said he doesn't know what you're talking about. It's not part of him. He doesn't know, because these discussions were never held. He don't know that this is the person you're getting married to. So when you ask questions, you begin to know their personal life. When you ask questions, you begin to know their foundation, their marriage, their background, their cultural influences, their religious belief, personal experiences. All these things will shape their views on roles within the relationship. It will shape their views on what is the role of a man and what is the role of a woman. Different culture, different background, foundations will have all those influence on him or her. So when you have these conversations, we know where we are coming from, and then we can know what to expect in your marriage as the role of a man and not of a woman. By discussing this early, like I'm saying now, by discussing what I've said here, by discussing this in the early, couples can align their expectations and avoid future conflict. So what are your expectations regarding cooking, cleaning, childcare, and maintaining household? What are your expectations? Ask this question, let them share where they are coming from and what they know and what they think they can do. So you don't expect so much from anybody. So what drives you both at your core? Simply put, what are your important values in your life? Honesty, faith, loyalty, compassion, empathy, validation. What do you like most? Respect. What comes to you? What are your most important values you have? So you can talk about it and know, right? Is it faith and spirituality? Do you practice religion? How important is that to your life? That was just the story I shared before. They have different spirituality, and the girl want to, manipulate things and have her way in the man's life. It's never gonna work. This will be a potential problem tomorrow in your marriage. What kind of legacy do you want to leave as a couple for your children? What does partnership and teamwork look like in your relationship? What do you know about having collaboration, teamwork in the marriage? Because some people may not know. They just wake up and make decisions. their wife is not aware of it. They just come back to tell you. That's not teamwork. That's not collaboration. That's not making decisions together. Okay? So there is no best answer to all these things I've said. The key is alignment and mutual agreement on what works best for your relationship. The most important thing is to ensure that both partners feel valued, respected, supported in their own roles as husband and wife. Okay? So there's no good or right or good answer. Whatever you and your spouse decide to do, but asking valid questions will keep you in the knowing so that you will know who they are and what they can do. So you come into your marriage without expecting so much, because I already know what he can do. Okay? So in conclusion, these questions I have shared are just very little things, but one or two will expose you to so many tons of knowledge and insight about who you want to live tomorrow with. I will not be there, but you are the one to participate in that relationship. So it is important you have open discussions. Do not keep anything. I don't mean you're going to be sharing, some kind of information, but information that relates to your values, that you feel that is important for him to know, is very, very encouraged that you go ahead to share it, discuss it, ask questions, and pay attention. During courtship, it's not the time of you want to be carried away by love. It's the time you are paying attention to big details, because a lot of marriage have already been dissolved even before they get started. In other words, there are issues already on the ground, but you're not seeing them. There are already so many flaws, so many signs, red flags that are there. But because you're not asking nice questions, important questions, you may not be able to pick those informations. So pick the information, talk, discuss, have conversations, so that you don't come into your marriage and say, my goodness, you have so much expectation, but you're not seeing anything happening. Or when you know certain things about your spouse, you may not be able to expect so much from them. Okay? Drop any comment, whatever that touches you, whatever that resonates with you from this video, the questions you think you have asked, or that you think, okay, today this one resonates with me, I'm going to ask this question, or I have asked this question, or what I'm saying here is good. I want to see you to click that share button and also thumbs up. It's going to go a long way, okay, to encourage me in producing good content for you guys. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on my new videos. Thank you so much, and I will see you all in my next video.